Trevor, welcome back to the show. We always appreciate when you make time for us. Real quick, did you have a chance to have eyes on the hockey game last night?
Oh yeah, that was awesome, man. Like to me, like when you watch the NBA All-Star game, and not to get into that whole deal, but you just watch, people not playing hard. You watch not a lot of pride. And I get it because it's the middle of a season. LeBron James getting flack for not playing in the game. It's really not the spectacle that it once was. But when you watch last night's game, man, guys playing through injuries, playing for pride, playing for their country, it was awesome. And if you love sports, that's a game you really love to watch.
I feel the same way. Whether you're cheering for Team USA or Team Canada, you didn't get cheated. It was a great hockey game. Somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. That's just how it is. But it was great hockey. The smallest margin of error proved to be the difference. And it's funny, Adam Fox in the second period tries to clear the puck out. It gets intercepted. And then boom, next thing you know, the Canadians tie it up on a Sam Bennett goal, and it's 2-2. And then that overtime winner where because of an icing, they get the face-off. Austin Matthews loses Connor McDavid in the front of the net. And I don't know how you lose Connor McDavid and you go from there. I agree. If you're a sports fan, you don't feel cheated in any way at all. The offseason, free agency, lots been going on. I saw your video last week you put out on social media, you and your kids, when you were welcoming all of the new faces to the team. How much do you love getting the kids involved in what you're doing here as part of Rider Nation?
Oh, it's awesome. But a quick shout out to the call by Chris Cuthbert last night. His voice used to be the CFL, absolute legend. What a legendary call by him. But yeah, my kids are huge CFL fans. I told a story a couple of years ago. My son was watching AJ Ouellette highlights all the stinking time, and I was just like, can we stop being an Argonauts dude in my living room while my leg is broken? I'm rehabbing, and so he gets excited about all the new people coming into town, and he's fired up about the new guys. And I tell you, like, a lot of people talk about, all the additions of all these teams and they're, buying these players. But continuity is a pretty awesome word to have. And I think J.O. said it in one of his media outlets. We had 9 All-Stars and 9 are returning. But on top of that, Jamarcus Hardrick is one of the best linemen that we have in the Canadian Football League. He's going to be healthy. AJ Ouellette's going to be healthy for a full season. Sam Emlis is back. Schaefer Baker's back. Keyshawn Johnson's back. Dante Myers is going to be back. We've just got a slew of guys that are coming back to play, and I couldn't be more thrilled with the way our team shaped up.
I think a lot of people, yes, if let's say the Hamilton Ticats and the Edmonton Elks were being flashy in free agency and making like all the big moves to get all the attention, quietly J.O. and the staff just filling the holes and plugging things and the re-signings and all of that, and to be like, okay, all right. And probably the comfort level when you guys get to training camp, it's not year one, new coach, new faces, new everybody everywhere. It's a continuation of what you guys already started with a few new pieces to ease in. Does that help you hit the ground running from day one so like every rep matters where nothing's wasted?
Yeah. I think, we're a few weeks ahead of the curve. And, not only that, we've got a bunch of guys that like each other. And that's kind of the awesome thing. If I were to tell Roughrider fans, if we had a blank slate and we added Jamarcus Hardrick, AJ Ouellette, Marcus Sales, Roland Milligan, Jameer Thurman, if we added, we added a ton of defensive linemen, with Rose, we added, Shane Ray. If I said we add all these people in free agency, you'd be fired up. And not only that, we have these guys that most of us have played together. The core group of guys that we have played together. And so continuity is the word of the year to me. And to me, the best teams I've played on have been the closest ones. And I'm in constant contact all the time with the receivers, especially like Sam. We're all constantly arguing, MJ and LeBron. We have all kinds of fun. We have good relationships, and so we have tons of fun together.
Now, speaking of receivers, and it was tough when it happened. Sean Bain Jr. goes down with injury. And from everything we've seen, he's rehabbing. He's saying, like, I'm going to be back ready to go. What can you tell us about Sean Bain Jr. and the relationship that you guys have?
Yeah, Bain was a guy that when I came over in Saskatchewan in 2013 or 2023 rather, he was a guy that, I knew he was coming over as well. And I was excited because he's a Division II guy. He's twitchy. He's very difficult to cover because he runs every route the same. Everything looks the same for him. But the best part about Sean Bain is how great of a player he is. When you're in the meeting room with him, he's a sponge. No matter what you tell him, he's just 10-4. I got you, 7. I'll do whatever I can for you. Like, he's not a combative guy. He's not a prideful guy. He's a nose to the grindstone. He works hard. And he's never a guy you have to worry about if he's not getting targets of going like, where's the ball? Why ain't I getting the ball? He knows the ball's coming to him because he's a great player. And he has great security in who he is. And my most favorite thing I love about Sean Bain is him and I are brothers in Jesus Christ too.
Now, when he suffered that injury, everybody knew that it would be a long road to recovery. And there are no guarantees in football, let alone in life. And then when the pictures got posted, what was that, a week or about 10 days ago, some of the progress that he had made, and I think he was in the Rider workout room, and you're like, all right. I mean, that's good to see because, as you know, sometimes when you're hurt, you're kind of out of the limelight and nobody gets to see, and there's not status updates, and you're not in the media doing interviews. No, we don't want to give anything away, but should we be excited that Sean Bain is going to be back ready to go when, if all things work out, training camp rolls around, he's going to be back up to full speed?
It'll be tough for him. Not like you gotta wait on that ligament to really heal and make itself a ligament in your body. And he's got a little bit of time, I'm sure. But if there's anybody that's going to come back early, it's a guy like him. We've got tons of guys that are wired like that mentally. And the depth in the receiving room we have no shortage of talent in there, man. We got, you've got Sean Bain. You've got Kean Schaefer-Baker, who, to me, if I'm picking a breakout candidate of the year, a guy that's going to get over 1,000, 1,200 yards in a season, it's that guy. Sam Emilus, who's becoming a prominent name in this league, who will become more of a household name. Keyshawn Johnson, Dante Myers, Del Duncan Busby. We've got guys, and we've got some young guys that J.O., Kyle Carson, Larry Dean, and our front office staff has recruited. And I'll tell you what, there's not a group I'd rather have across the league. I don't care who it is, and I put our group up against anybody.
And it looks like J.O. and the staff have done a pretty good job. When you decide to turn around and hand the ball off, there's 5 or 6, I'll say dudes with a capital D, that pretty much at any time can take it to the house. That's going to feel pretty good when the run plays are going to get called from upstairs.
Yeah, we're hoping so. We obviously want to make sure we establish more of a run game this upcoming year, and we hope AJ being healthy for a full season with Q, with Rockwell Armstead. We signed a guy in free agency. We've got a couple young guys. There's always going to be great competition no matter what, especially in Riderville. And I know that we'll have things cooking there, and shoot, I know that our offense is going to be top notch, and I'm fired up about the group we have.
Trevor Harris is joining us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline here on the Sports Cage. What does a day in Trevor Harris's life look like in the off season? If it's a day now, do you work out 7 days a week, or if there's days off, what does a workout day look like for you?
Typical Monday for me is there's a kid around here that I work with, and instead of actually training him, he's training with me. And so we meet at the YMCA about 6:15 in the morning, and we do footwork, mechanic work from about 6:15 to 7:30. I race back home. I get my other workout in on my ARP machine with Jake Cousins, who's the national trainer for ARP. And by about 9 o'clock, I'm done with both of my workouts, and then it's time to just watch a little film, do some brain training, that sort of thing. And I'm on a new kind of diet, and so it's kind of been kind of fun. And then the rest of the day, I get to kind of be dad, and I am working with some quarterbacks around in this area right now. And to me, it's just a great way for me to reinforce mechanics and teach them what I'm applying myself. And so it's been a really fun time doing that this offseason as well. And it's a fun time in the offseason because during the season I'm at the facility quite a bit, and so I get to be dad. Be there with my kids, and we're kind of pushing against the clock right now. My wife's going to give birth here in about 2 weeks, and so fourth child on the way. So we're getting to nut cutting time there.
Well, as a dad of 3, I can only imagine by the time the 4th rolls around, it's like it's a well-oiled machine. Could we rewind for a sec? Because we've talked about on this show lately, you can't outrun a bad diet. And so we've talked about carnivore and all that. Your new diet, I don't know if you want to spill any of the details, kind of what does that involve these days? Because you're a high performance athlete and a lot of us aren't. So it's always neat to kind of have a peek inside what the pros are doing.
Yeah, I'm doing an animal-based diet, and it's something that I kind of like to tinker with to see the things that I kind of do. I've kind of done the whole foods diet. I've done the paleo, and I tried the vegan, and it lasted about 24 hours. And I was like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm on the animal-based diet. So a lot of grass-fed red meat. Kind of carnivore plus you do fruit, quite a bit of fruit. Butter, some raw dairy as well, which is, I know, another topic for another day, but, it's been pretty fun. I haven't purposely eaten a vegetable this year. The only vegetables I've eaten so far are the sweet potatoes. And so it's kind of a wild diet, but I'm having tons of fun with it. And, it's kind of a blast. And now I do have a cheat meal once or twice a week, which is fun in itself. But, even the protein powder, it's got to be grass-fed beef. Protein, less than 3 ingredients, and so it's been quite a ride. It's been fun.
Nice. Trevor Harris will wrap on this. We had Rob Vanstone the other day on the show, and he was talking about
legend
Valentine's, romance, and he kind of relayed the story in a Cole's Notes version of you proposed to your wife wearing a mascot costume in college. Is this correct? Which instantly struck me. I'm like, okay, well, what was the mascot? Like what in the costume, like what was the mascot? What kind of animal or mascot was it?
Yeah, Wildcat. It was when I was 29. I was 29 years old. And my wife and I dated for 2.5 years. We split up for 7. She was always the one that got away. And I was kind of just always checking on her, see how she's doing. And eventually she came back. And when we got back together, I kind of played it, a little slow. But, she kind of, took the first dive in terms of telling me how she felt and whatnot. And so it became super obvious. And I was getting ready to leave for training camp. And I said, you know what, screw it, man. Let's just do this. And so I called her mom and dad because they were living out of state and just asked for their blessing to marry their daughter. And I said, you guys might want to get home because I'm going to propose to her here in a couple of days. And so they made their way home. And we're able to get there for the proposal and whatnot. But I'm gonna post that actually because it's a 10-year anniversary of it this year in May 21st. So I'll post the video. Stay tuned on social media. I'll post that on the 21st of May this year. And what a great day to propose to my wife in a Wildcat costume. Didn't really think that ever happened, but it came together quick and it was fun.
Well, now maybe you've inspired somebody. And I'm not sure if the Gain or the Gopher costume is ever available to anybody to ever do anything like that. But if it is,
I got ideas. He can dress up as Gainer, put the wedding ring in a T-shirt, shoot it to his wife, make sure she's in a low seat. She opens it up. He runs up there. Boom. Great idea, right?
Trevor Harris, not only mentoring young quarterbacks, young people in love on how to get married on the Mosaic Stadium turf. Trevor, we'll let you go. We know that you've got a busy weekend and obviously a busy couple weeks ahead of you. Best of luck, and hopefully everything goes well and everyone's happy and healthy with the birth of your 4th child. We appreciate this. Let's do this again before training camp. It's Trevor Harris on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Have a great weekend, my friend.
God bless.